Welcome back, everyone. This is like the second Apple Watch comparison I've ever done on my channel, and we're going to go ahead and compare the Apple Watch Series 6 against the SE. Now you may have already been able to tell which one is which, but if for those of you who can't, can you guys go ahead and tell which one is which? It might be a little bit hard to tell, but go ahead and give your best try. And actually, I went ahead and switched them if you guys couldn't tell. The one on the right is the Apple Watch Series 6. The one on the left is the Apple Watch SE. And you wouldn't be able to tell that big of a difference between them, which is really surprising. So I'll be completely honest, this video is probably not going to be 50 minutes long. There's really not too many crazy differences. All the differences are basically internally, except for like two major outside differences. So first of all, the Apple Watch Series 6 does have that always on display, as you guys can tell. So this one cost me $399 to buy. This one cost $279 to buy very first off. And that's a pretty big difference in terms of the pricing. I mean, the Apple Watch SE is a really good priced Apple Watch in my opinion. The Apple Watch Series 6 is still a very good priced watch for the most part, but it's kind of too expensive. If you can get the SE for $279, I don't know why you want to pay $399 for this one, but like I said, you get that always on display on the Series 6, which is really cool. So if you like that, then you like it. If you don't, then I guess it's whatever. Now in terms of thickness and everything, they're almost exactly the same thickness. The backs are almost exactly the same as well. And the crowns are in the exact same location as well. So these things are like almost hand in hand. These are like exactly the same thing for the most part. Now keeping that in mind, there is one major difference between these. So with the Apple Watch Series 6, you are able to monitor your blood oxygen levels, which is really cool. So if that's something you're into, then by all means, that's a really cool feature. With the Apple Watch SE, we do not have that capability. So kind of keep that in mind. Again, it's like a cool feature, like it's a really cool thing. If you're somebody who's really health oriented, even the Apple Watch SE is still a good watch, but if you want that extra blood oxygen levels monitor, then you can go and get a Series 6 and basically have that feature, which is really cool. And really they have the same water resistance, 50 meters of water, which is really cool. And same exact display technology. It's just you have that always on display on the Apple Watch Series 6, but other than that, almost the exact same watch on the outside. Now software wise, this is probably going to be a little different, and I'll go ahead and explain why in a second. So first of all, the chipsets inside, the Apple Watch Series 6 has that Apple S6 chip. The Apple Watch SE has that Apple S5 chip. So the S5 chip is pretty much the same thing in the Apple Watch Series 5. So keep that in mind. You're going to be getting Series 5 performance on the S5. We're going to be getting a little bit better performance on the Series 6. So the reason I even bring up performance now in the software department is because I think the SE is probably going to last as long as the Apple Watch Series 5. So again, we really don't know. There's no guarantee, but I would have to say because it has the same chipset, the Series 5 is going to last as long as the SE and vice versa. So maybe the Series 5 will get an extra software version and it'll last as long as the Apple Watch Series 6. We really don't know. That's kind of our first kind of given. Now that's pretty much all the specs out of the way. I guess I'll go ahead and do a little speed comparison between them. That's going to be really funny to see if there's a big difference between the speeds. And like I said, the speed is the number one thing that people are probably going to be able to determine the difference between these as like a day-to-day thing. So I guess we can go and open the clock. 3, 2, 1. And this is really hard because they're both so small. We can go into this thing. 3, 2, 1. And you can see there was a little bit of difference. Nothing too crazy though. Scrolling speeds are almost identical. Let's go and load into this app store. 3, 2, 1. And the Apple Watch Series 6 is on the left, by the way. The SE is on the right. And actually, I think the SE was able to load that one faster. So that was kind of surprising. Scrolling through, let's go and click continue. And we're in here. So scrolling speeds, as you can see, pretty much the same thing. Like I said, SE is here. Series 6 is on the left. And both looked almost the same. Let's go into photos. 3, 2, 1. And they both were able to, I think the Series 6 was able to load into that one faster. And yeah, they can zoom in and everything. You can go into calendar. 3, 2, 1. And almost identical on both. Same type of pop-ups on both as well. We can go into the new bedtime feature. 3, 2, 1. And I think the Series 6 was able to get into there faster. So, I mean, I don't know actually. There's kind of hand in hand with each other. Let's go into settings. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they're both pretty close. I would not go upgrade to a Series 6 or SE based on the performance. They're almost identical, as you can see. They're very close to one another. This is so funny because I've never done a speed comparison on watches before. It's so funny. So when it comes down to the speed comparison, I mean, I really don't think there's one that's like the winner every single time. They're both very, very close. I mean, I would have to say if I have to choose one, probably the Series 6 is the faster one, which is on the left, mostly because it is the newer one. It's supposed to be the faster one, but again, you never know. It could be vice versa. Maybe the SE is faster sometimes, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right now as of this point. So let me go and hit on the battery and I'll go on some of this comparison. So right now we don't even have the official milliamp hour left in these, so we don't know like how many milliamp hours are in each one of these. But if I had to say, I mean, I would probably assume that the Apple Watch SE and Apple Watch Series 6 have somewhat around the same battery life. I don't know if one is really going to be way better than the other one, but I would assume that based on everything that we've seen, these two have somewhat around the same battery sizes. However, one thing that I've seen a lot is that with the Apple Watch Series 6, Apple has stated that that always on display has actually gone up 2.5 times brighter than this previous version. So that might seem like a cool feature and everything, but that can actually be detrimental to the battery life. If you have that always on display enabled on the Apple Watch Series 6, in which I already have it enabled, that can probably be a pretty big deal to some of you. You know, if you're walking around everywhere and you're using that IR blaster all the time, for the blood oxygen levels, and on top of that you're doing the always on display, you might actually find yourself having better battery life on an Apple Watch SE over the Apple Watch Series 6. And I found the same thing with my Series 5. With that always on display enabled, my Series 4 was actually getting better battery life than my Series 5. So that same case could probably be said here as well. You're going to be probably at the end of the day maybe getting better battery life on an Apple Watch SE over an Apple Watch Series 6 with that always on display enabled. Now, if you turn off that always on display and if you turn off that blood oxygen levels monitoring, then you might actually have pretty similar battery life between these. But with those two additional features, that's basically the two main features with the Apple Watch Series 6, so I don't know why you'd turn those off. But those are some pretty big differences in my opinion. So to kind of sum up this video, should you pick up the Apple Watch Series 6? Should you pick up the Apple Watch SE? I'll be honest, if you're trying to get the best bang for your buck, I think picking up the Apple Watch SE is probably the better way to go. You can get a really nice watch for a pretty decent price tag. For $279, you can pick up this watch. It's pretty much the same speed as the Series 6 as I just demonstrated. On a day-to-day basis, you're going to be getting a really good feeling watch, super premium. It doesn't feel any cheaper or any more premium than the Apple Watch Series 6. It feels really good. It's still really, really fast, and for $279, it's pretty hard to beat. And if you want, you can go get that, bigger model. This is the base model. You can get that 44 millimeter one and get an even bigger watch if you want to. And that's a really cool thing. You have that capability on the SE. But if you have a little bit more money to spend, the Series 6 is the better watch. It has more features. It has more capability at the end of the day. You have, like I said, you just have more features and you're paying for those more features. But it's really up to you whether that's something you like. If you care about it, then go for it. If you don't really care about it, then obviously going for the SE is probably the better way to go in my opinion. But I really don't think you can go wrong. This one is $399, which is pretty expensive. This one is $279, which may be a little bit less expensive and easier for you to buy. So that's kind of where I would go about for both of these things. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.